Hello, Tony Gedge. Day 16, Marbella lockdown. The police are getting tougher here in Spain. Over the next 2 weeks, nobody, apart from really important roles within society, are allowed to go to work. So up until now, you might have seen some building workers going to work to try and keep the construction going, obviously for the economy, and maybe food workers. So very strict now. They're not messing about. A friend got stopped yesterday, cautioned. He was just sat in his own space, in his own apartment block, and somebody had obviously told the police. The police came, cautioned him, took his details, and yes, they're not messing about. So a bit scary. Yesterday, I was starting to think of the Franco era. Anyway, in my full focus planner today, the quote is, "All improvements begin by reconnecting with the ideal." So what is the ideal at the minute? Well, as we heard last week, the Chancellor of the Exchequer announced that there'll be no support for those self-employed who are earning over 50,000. So that means a lot of clinicians upset last week that there's no support. So my question to you is, how are you supporting your people? The people that came into your workplace every day, worked really hard for you and the patients. Now they're at home. Have you just left them? So we need to keep in touch with our people. Imagine 3 months from now, 1st of July, when we reopen, will your people come back and want to work with you? Will they be offered other jobs outside of dentistry? Because 2 years ago in a special briefing, the state of the workplace in dentistry, a report that I commissioned, found that there was less than 28% engaged in the workplace. We know we've got a huge issue with attracting and retaining nurses. So what are we doing to make sure that they show up in July when they're needed? We've got to keep in touch with our people. We've got to motivate our people. We've got to help our people. We are leaders, you're leaders. Whether you're a practice manager, a nurse, we're all leaders. So a client, I'm just going on a webinar this morning. A client is doing a webinar to keep in touch, as we're saying, for all his clinicians. They'll all be scared. How will they survive? But they will get through it. So he's a leader. He has asked them, what do they want from him over the next 3 months? What will make us glad of the opportunity to work differently? That's one of the questions that he sent out to his clinicians. When you come to the webinar, there are certain questions I want you to have thought about. And he asked them, what will make us glad of the opportunity to work differently? Because that's what it is. We're all having to work differently now. It's just a new era. It's change. There hasn't been anything like this since the Second World War. We have to change. We have to make it easy. We have to give our people a blanket for this change to help them through it. One other question that he asked, which is a classic Dan Sullivan question, what would have had to have happened for you to be happy about the following 3 months? So if we meet here in 3 months' time, what would have had to have happened for you to be happy about this time out that you've taken in this current issue? Very powerful question. And then he asked half a dozen questions as well, but he's also doing a little session on their finances. How can we sort our finances out? Our people need help. And they'll be sharing lots of ideas with all its clinicians on that webinar. And also the final question, true leadership, true care, true purpose for his people. He said in the question, one of the questions at the end, what one thing can I do for you now? Let's keep engaging with our people. Let's not forget our people. Let's not forget our patients, because we need them in 3 months' time. I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 17 of Marbella lockdown. I'm Tony Gedge, helping you to survive and prosper.